Hey YouTube, A.Maze here, back again with another video. Welcome to our channel and thank you for watching. Alright guys, so as you see from the title, we're talking about regret, how to manage it. Whew, regret is daunting, isn't it? Now you talking about something that keeps your mind wrapped up. There's nothing worse than that. Maybe sorrow, the loss of a loved one. Other than that, regret, oh my God, because it's done, okay? You can't change it, all right? But you can change how you feel, all right? And I got tips for you. I got 6 tips, all right? Follow these things, you know what I'm saying? Go over them again. Figure out what works for you, okay? But whatever you choose, all right, make sure you are consistent with it. Change comes to those who are willing to hold on for it, all right? Let's go on without further ado, y'all. Number 1, remember that these events or this event led you here. All right. So listen, y'all, it's good news. Everything that happened to you, good and bad, it led you here. And why is that good? Because if you're watching this video right now, you attracted it because you are awakened. Okay. Awakened beings, all of us, we have the hope for a brighter future because we are aware of our creative energies. We know that we can make things happen. Before we became awakened, we didn't know, we were lost, okay? But we were blessed enough to be shown things, okay? Us multidimensional beings, which is all of us, but those of us that are aware of it, listen. The whole premise of creation is letting go. Not the whole premise, but a major part of it is letting go. All right. That includes things that you regret doing or not doing. Okay. Again, it led you here. You're going to do practices. We're going to talk about all that. I'll make more videos about it, but there are practices that you use every day that help you let go of heaviness, be it regret or just anger, sorrow. Perhaps you still hold a grudge. All of those heavy emotions that keep your manifestations from floating, you use the same kind of methods to alleviate yourself of them, all right? Without me digressing any further, I'm going to move on to number 2. I'll come back with a video about that, okay? Ways we can lift heavy emotions. That's coming next. Stay tuned. But for now, let's stick to this. How to manage regret. Just tell yourself. You got to remind yourself, look, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't be here. Okay? At this very second of your life, you can now become the very thing that you want. You can escape all of the emotions. You can escape all of the things that made you feel anything too heavy. Now is the time for you, okay? Granted, you may not know what to do yet. That's okay. We never need to know how to get anywhere in this journey. We just need to know what to do to get there. And what to do, have faith and let go, all right? Let go of heavy things. They will keep you from creating, all right? You'll be stifled, okay? Let's move on to number 2. Number 2, I like this one. Do what you can explain. In other words, a lot of times we engage in what do we call regret. We regret things of commission, acts of commission, meaning we do things that we regret. We've done things we regret. To avoid acts of commission, regret of commission, before you even make a decision, first of all, if you've never done this before in your life, before any decision comes to you, right, even a split decision, ask yourself, is this something that would make me feel proud to explain? Right? Okay. Now, I'm not saying, worry about what people think so much. Okay. Others' opinion is only important when it really is. And we'll talk about that in another video too. But listen to me. If you feel like, if somebody was to ask me why I did this, could I hold my head up high and explain it to them with confidence and feel good about it? Or at least feel justified about it? If the answer is yes, then go on and do it. All right. If you're sitting there and you got to make a decision or not a decision, you either going to do something or not do something, and you want to avoid regret in it, before you make the decision, ask yourself, is it something that you can live with? Not is such and such going to be mad at me? Or am I going to be embarrassed because such and such said this? It's not necessarily about that. This spiritual journey is about you and you alone, okay? And the most important thing is us being able to live with ourselves, okay? Never regret anything that you know you did with the highest intention. You did your absolute best. You said to yourself, you know what? At the end of this, I would be mad at myself if I didn't. Or you say to yourself, I'll be mad at myself if I did. Either way, ask yourself how you going to feel about yourself when it's over. No matter the outcome, because we can't always help what happens necessarily, right? We can just control how we feel and what we do and our intentions. You know, and when we set the highest intentions, we'll get the highest return. We really will. Even if it's a return that seems unfavorable, it was the highest in our favor. All right, never forget that. Always feel good about what you do. From this moment forth, of course, because we can't, like I said, we can't help the past. But from this day forward, before you either make a decision or not make a decision, ask yourself how you feel about what you're doing before you do it, okay? Let's move on to number 3. Don't act in haste. All right, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you can help it, take time before you do something or not do something. Not doing something and regretting not doing something, they call that regretful acts of omission. All right. Regretful acts of commission are things you've done that you regret. Regretful acts of omission are things you wished you would have done. Those usually affect a lot of, according to the study anyway, you find a lot of elderly people dealing with regretful acts of omission. Okay. You know, they usually have lived their life and looked back and said, wow, I wish I would have done that. And those can be the most dangerous, actually, because there's no conclusion to them, no end. You know what I mean? When you regret not doing something, you're going to always wonder how it could have turned out for you. You know, it leaves a question in your mind. So those are a little more difficult to deal with, but can be dealt with, right? Because remember, anything that happens or don't happen is leading you somewhere. And if you're here, basically, if you're here, guys, don't complain because y'all are chosen. So for you, this advice is really good because you are aware of your personal power. Okay, you can change how you feel about the past. Don't let it tear you up today. It's nothing you can do. Be thankful it happened. All right, be thankful it happened. The way that it's making you feel is nothing more than energy, right? Everything is energy. Everything. The way you feel is energy. So if you're feeling regretful about something and can't get it off your mind, find ways to transmute that. Take that energy, that regret, say, oh, I wish I'd have did this, or I wish I'd have did that. Okay, that's energy. Take that and put it in something else. Put it in your goal. Just pretend like the reason you feel this way will guide you somewhere else. You could say, for example, well, you know what? I regret this, but I can fix it if I do my schoolwork. I can fix it if I study up on my new business. I can fix it if I look up new health coaches. Whatever it takes for you, whatever your goal is, put that energy into your goal, your journey. What are you accomplishing right now? What's your aim? Take that regretful energy and transfer it to that. Transfer it. That may take meditation, silence. You got to get your mind organized. I'm going to come back with a video about that. How can we organize our emotions? Okay. We're going to talk about all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. Okay. You got to stay tuned. You don't want to miss out. And don't forget to subscribe and give me a like too. And then my videos will pop up a lot more easier for you. Let's move on to number 4. Change your opinion. Okay. You know, opinion is nothing more than perspective. We talk about that a lot here. Your perspective leads you to places. Be careful how you feel about things. Now, as far as things that have happened or didn't happen that you want to change in the past, listen to me. You're going to have to change the story about it. Let me give you an example. Say 10 years ago, you were in college and you were dating someone really cool. And long story short, everything was going good. And one day you did something really stupid. And today you're like, why did I do that? Now this person is gone. Let me tell you something. It's not your fault that they're gone, especially if you were being yourself. Okay? If you weren't being yourself and you acted out of character, it's still not your fault that they're gone. The universe is too mysterious for us to try to figure out bit by bit why this happened or why that happened. If you acted out of character, you were supposed to. None more, none less. There's not a person, a being on this earth that's going through a human experience that doesn't act out of character. That's part of our experiences here. It's part of what is making us grow. That's why you're here. Whatever you did that you regret, be it just an accident or you were just being vicious at the time, because if that's the case, you're here to change, right? Look, nobody stays the same. So you got to remind yourself, look, when I did that, that caused me this. I still think about it to this day. But the universe wanted me to see that. Remind yourself of that. Don't just tell yourself that, because you already know it inherently. Everything that I and all of your other coaches teach, we're here to bring it out of you. So listen, remind yourself that was supposed to happen to me. See, because there's more coming to you. You want to be prepared. Okay. You want this to be your preparation for your new opportunities in life. All right. I mean, think about it. There's no bigger bummer than to finally make your dreams come true, but you lack the experience to maintain it, So remind yourself, when I lost that special friend, that taught me what a special friend is. It taught me to never act out of character. It taught me to be considerate, and that I will. Now put your passion into that. Turn that regretful feeling into a passion for a more bountiful, plentiful life. Say, this right here is the passion I use to improve my life. Do that. Don't waste your time waddling. Okay? Use that power. That's all that is. Them emotions are power. Even things like anger and stuff, that's power. Any way you feel is power. Okay? Your emotions themselves are power. See, but you got to say, well, what am I going to do with this power? What am I going to do with it? All right? The only thing you should be doing with it is using it for creation. Now, that takes thought process, guys. A lot of self-talk, listen to 432 hertz music, binaural beats. Those help too. Headphones make it more effective. That helps your mind. It helps your brain. Changing the type of music you listen to will help you change your thought process as well. Okay. You need a combination of all those things. All right. Do that if that help. I know it'll help. I ain't even gonna say if. I still do it. I've been listening to binaural beats and guided meditation for at least a year now. They say it only takes 21 days to create a habit, and then anything after that makes it your lifestyle. Let me tell you something. It is my lifestyle. Okay. Binaural beats is for me. Everybody don't have to always keep doing it. And I'm pretty sure I don't, but I just enjoy it anyway. It's just enjoying. I mean, not only does it help you reprogram yourself, but it's so relaxing and it's so calm. Yeah. But anyway, I digress as usual. Y'all expect that. Y'all been watching me long enough. I think you guys get it. So let's move on. Let's see. That was number 4. Change your opinion. See, you see the digression, guys? We went from talking about changing your opinion to binaural beats. Anyway, change your opinion about what happened. Don't look at it as a misfortune you missed out on. Look at it for what it is. It was the experiment you needed to pick up the tools. We have life experiences, right? So that emotions can be created. And then it's up to us to take those emotions and build our tools, okay? You can think of your emotions as parts, pieces you need to build tools to make it, okay? Good or bad. Look at your life differently from here on out. The past and the future and the present. Look at everything that happens to you as something that the universe needs you to see. Because it really is. It really is. It always has been. But till you became awakened, you didn't realize that, but you realize it now, all right? One more thing. Is that anything else to say to that before we move on? Nah, let's move on. Number 5. Do not create scenarios. Our imagination is vast and it can go either way. And if you drift off into scenarios about, oh yeah, if you drift off into scenarios about what could have been, now you're causing yourself some trouble. When you feel that happen, give yourself a mental cue to snap out of it. Let me go back to omission. We talked earlier about committing regretful acts of omission. Okay, that's usually it. If you regret not doing something, you're gonna end up, and you do that already probably, that's why you're here, creating scenarios behind, if I would have said yes to the coach, I could have been in the NBA. If I would have married Sarah, we would have had 5 kids. Not necessarily, you know what I mean? And it not saying that if you would have said yes or no, it wouldn't have been good for you or bad. We don't really know what would have happened, but you don't do yourself any justice or any care by thinking of these scenarios that could have happened, because you just giving yourself more reasons. You making yourself even sadder. When you feel yourself do that, you got to make a conscious effort to turn that into something else. Let's go back to number 4. See, 4 and 5 go together, because when you are sitting there and you're creating these scenarios about what could have been, that's when you jump to number 4 and you change your opinion about that, because you're like, nah, because if it was supposed to happen, it just would have. You know, that's really it. You know, now you are empowered. See, it don't matter about what you did. It's about where are you going now. You know, you more than responsible now because you know. See, can't nobody hold you responsible when you don't know. But just don't drive yourself even crazier. This is something new you're trying. Okay? Try this. Change your opinions. If you got to get a journal and write down the events you regret. Like, you know, this happened to me in 1995. I cussed at my grandma and I'm still hurt by this. Okay? Now you write it down. Back in 1995, I cursed at grandma. I apologized to her. I can let go of the pain. Something like that. Whatever it is you regret, write it down. And then write a new story about it. Say something new about it. And then the new thing that you say, study it every day. Look at it, read it. And then when you find yourself drifting back into that world again, look at that paper. Look at the new story you wrote. Or if you remember what you said, tell that new story. Okay, use that exercise for only when those times come. You don't have to like make a, you know, deliberate intention of doing these number 4 and 5 every day. You know, they're only necessary for when those times come up. That's what you can do about it. Okay. Last but not least, always set the highest intentions. And I'm talking about from this moment forward. Listen, we can't control the past, the future necessarily. We don't know what's going to happen yet. All we know is, what we do know is, what will come to us is our intention. Okay. What is inside of you and how do you feel? And what are you thinking about when you're doing this particular thing? What feel and emotion are you putting into this activity or this speech you're giving someone or something like that? When you set your highest intention, always do your best, basically. The best will come back to you. You will hardly ever live with any regret. I promise you. Now, not now that you're awakened. You know, awakened people rarely deal with regret. You know, the ones that make efforts to get in alignment with their inner being, because they allow their intuition to guide them. You see, when you set high intentions, your intuition automatically switches on for you because you're in tune with it. The fact that you're even intentionally setting high intentions, that's being in alignment, okay? And it's almost like you sending a signal, okay? I set my high intentions for, and fill in the blank, and then your being automatically goes to work for you. So no matter what you draw back, even if it's not what you expect, it's still great. It might be even better than what you thought, okay? There's no regret in that. You know, things don't always go the way you want, but when your highest intention is there, you'll never be dissatisfied. Never. Because you already have the knowledge of how to turn lemons in the lemonade. And also, like I said, when you set your highest intentions, you don't have to feel bad because you know you did what you were supposed to. Got it? I think y'all do. That's it, y'all. Breaks my heart when it's over, but it's not over yet. Before I go, let me give you this. We all make mistakes, have struggles, and even regret things in our past. But you are not your mistakes. You are not your struggles. And you are here now with the power to shape your day and your future. Said by Steve Maraboli. All right, y'all. That's about it. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.